Hi friends, I hope you are all fine. So today I will discuss The Second Coming. It is a very famous poem by YEATS, and I requested you to all, if you like this video, so please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. So let's start. The poem appeared first in 1920 in volume of YEATS poetry Michael Liberties of Dancer. And first of all, I will discuss the substance of this poem. The poet perceives a regrettable loss of the Christian faith in the present age. Men have forgotten Christ. The world has turned away from the unifying force of Christianity. It has given way to lawlessness and violence. The virtue of innocence and human conscience are lost in violent bloodshed. The Christian conviction has passed away and animal passion dominates the world. The poet anticipates a revelation, the second coming, but a dreadful vision of the reversal of the process of history haunts his mind. He foresees the destructive birth of a new savage world, which will soon supersede and the Christian civilization of 2000 years old. Let's go line by line. Turning and turning, widening gyre. So here the poet discusses, while moving in a regularly enlarging circle as a thing rotates continuously, the circle of the rotation gradually expands. And next, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. A trained falconer is a owner bird. A trained falcon always flies according to its master's dictate. But an unruly falcon pays no heed to the call of its trainer. And similarly, a man has forgotten Christ and pays no heed to his great message of love and mercy. And next, things fall apart. The center cannot hold, and center cannot keep together different things on the circumference, and those things fall away from one another, and everything is separated from the in mundane world. The poet wants to mean that the unifying force of the Christian religious is austere, and the sacred principle is Christianity cannot keep peaceful the men who falls out and fight. And next, mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. So here, lawlessness is allowed to prevail over human society. And next, the blood-dimmed tide is loosed and everywhere. The tide of blood and violence in which the clear vision is lost is to let loose. The poet means to say that different races have freely indulged in violent and bloody acts. They have lost their power to see things clearly in the vehemence of their lawlessness and murderous passion in every place. And next line, the ceremony is innocence is drowned. The great virtue of innocence is utterly neglected in a world that turns to violence and the bloody acts. It is shocked to perceive how the world is turned away from the quality of innocence from which Christ stood and suffered. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Next line. Here the poet points out how degeneration has visited human society from all sides. Those men who are honest and virtuous have grows the skeptical at the sight and the trump of evil in that world. So they have lost all their Christian conviction. And next line, surely some revelation is at hand. The poet feels confident of some divine communication, some startling disclosure of Christ's message. And next, surely some revelation is at hand. Surely the second coming is at hand. The poet thinks of the second coming of Jesus as coming. And next, the second coming hardly are those words out. As soon as the words the second coming are uttered. And next, when a vast image out of spiritus mundi, a very big virtue, a very big picture of form and reference to the words spiritus mundi. The spiritus mundi is the reference, and anima mundi by the 17th century, the protagonist Henry Moore. And next line, troubles my sight somewhere in sands. a shape of a lion body and the head of the man. Here disturbs the poet's vision. The poet sees a vast desert and desert depicted with the body of a lion and the head of the human being. Next line, a gaze blank and pitiless as the sun, gazing as piercing as the searching rays the sun. Next is moving its slow thighs, white all about it, real shadows of the indignant desert bird. Here the poet points out that advancing slowly on its thighs surrounding and these animals, and the shadows of some violent and birds of the desert gathers round about the animals. The next line, the darkness drops again, uh, but now I know. The poet vision is no more. He is now feel certain. And next line, the 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by rocking cradle. After lasting soundly for 2000 years disturbed and bad nightly dream, the long circle of Christianity is going to be disturbed and destroyed by the birth of a new savage and anti-civilization. It's appeared that the days of supremacy of Christian civilization are over, and the unifying human and the elevating Christian order is doomed to be superseded by a new violent and savage order. And next line, and what rough based its hour come round at last. So rough based is symbolizes the new world and which is coming and which is opposed to the Christian era of 2000 years old and is bound to be destroyed by a new world. The time for the supremacy of this world has now come to end. The familiar Christian order. The next line, slouch towards Bethlehem to be born. The violent, aggressive world is moving steadily to host the Christian cycle of 2000 years old with a new savage order. So, thanks for watching this video.